Hello and Happy New Year! I'm sure that you are thinking that you would like to have a better year this year than last year. And who isn't? So how will you raise your game in 2021 when it comes to sales? Stay tuned, I have some ideas for you. Alright, so I have a process that you can follow to raise your sales game in 2021. And it's a pretty simple one, but it is important that you follow the actual process in order to get the results that you are really desiring for this year. And you can absolutely do this, believe me. It's not complicated, it just takes discipline and diligence, just like most progress does. The first step is that I actually want you to look back at 2020 and reflect upon the year just passed. Write down some notes. What did you do well? What would you like to build on? What didn't go so well? What are some mistakes that you made? Or where did you come up short? Where would you like to improve upon what you did? Because this is the thinking process that you want to go through as you start to look forward to a better year ahead. It's absolutely possible to have a better year this year than last year for many reasons. But the one that I want to focus on is because you are going to plan for it to be a better year. It's not going to happen by chance or coincidence. Success doesn't come that way. You might have success here and there by coincidence, by chance, by luck, whatever you want to call it. But sustained, ongoing success comes because you are a planner, because you create plans and then action steps and you follow through and you're disciplined and you persevere and you're resilient. These are all traits of winners. And today we're focusing on planning because I absolutely believe that if you plan ahead and you follow this process, you will have this. That you're not going to just go from the first box to the second box or even the first box to the third box. You're going to just keep on powering through right on to the fifth box where you see significant progress, right? I mean, that arrow is almost going straight up towards the end. And isn't that how you would want the year to end, with the arrow going just about straight up? You can do it. You're a follower of my content. You've allowed me to mentor and coach you. And I believe in you because you have a positive mindset, a growth mindset, an abundance mindset, even an infinite mindset for how well you can do. But you need process. So let me share that with you now. So here's my process for this video, for this exercise. I'm going to ask you to consider a list of ideas for ways that you could improve your sales in this year. And I'm going to ask you to pick 2 of those ideas and then create an action plan around those 2 ideas with concrete steps, not just thoughts, but actual steps written down as to ways that you can change and improve in those 2 key areas. And then take action, follow through, hold yourself accountable, remind yourself to check your progress and see what needs revising and adjusting so that you can continually do better in those 2 areas and make a meaningful difference in your year's results. This is the process. And I want you to know that this is the same work that I'm asking my clients to do. This is the stuff of championship progress. That this is not edited down or watered down because it's on YouTube. No, this is the same work that my clients will do. And I'm sharing it with you because I want you to succeed where you are in the job that you're doing with the experience that you have. Why not? I like to share what I can to help you to learn and grow. And I hope that this process does that for you and that you will look back and say, man, am I glad I watched that video. So glad that I chose Michael as one of my mentors and coaches. Even if I can't afford to work with him one-on-one, I can follow his content on YouTube or through LinkedIn and benefit. All right? So here's what I want you to do next. Before I share the next slide, I want you to spend a moment thinking about ways that you can improve. So from your reflection, I asked you, what are areas that didn't work so well? What are some mistakes that you made? Those are indicators of how you can improve. So write down some ideas now. Pause the video if you need to. Write down some ideas for how you can improve so that you have your own list. Because as a coach, I always ask my clients to come up with their own ideas first before sharing with them my ideas. Sometimes I never need to share my ideas because you come up with all the ideas you need to act on to improve. Oftentimes you already know what you need to do. Okay, so I'm assuming that you've done that work, and I'm now going to share with you my list of ideas. I hope you didn't just skip that request, because that shows a willingness to take shortcuts or just get ideas from someone else. And believe me, it will work in the short run, but it will hold you back from long run sustainable success. You need to generate your own ideas based on reflection and deep thought. Okay? Here's my list. 10 different ways that you could improve. These are fairly common, and they generally apply to just about any salesperson, regardless of whether they sell a product or a service to Global 1000 companies or to small businesses around the corner or to consumers. It doesn't really matter. These are all ways that you could improve. But of course, I generally focus on B2B salespeople. So prospecting. Prospecting, such a core attribute of success in the world of selling. Can you improve in this area, and will it make a meaningful change in your results? How about the meetings that you have with prospects? Can those meetings be better? Can you lead the buyer through the process? Can you bring confidence into that meeting and knowledge and creativity that shows that prospect that you've done your homework, that you've prepared for the meeting? Can you improve in this area? Can you do a better job of establishing mad food? I give credit to Dan Kennedy and his organization for sharing this concept with me. So important to success in sales, to establish that your prospect has money, authority, a desire for what you're selling, that your product or service is a fit with their organization or with them personally, and that there's some urgency involved in making a decision. Could you do a better job at establishing mad food? Could you do a better job of following up, maintaining client relationships, getting referrals? Using technology is another one of those areas, like time management, which is next on the list, where almost everyone can improve in some way. And technology proved so useful in 2020 due to the pandemic, and I believe that it will continue to be important and useful as a tool to improve sales success. Tracking and measuring results, and then reflecting and planning for improvement, right? Which is kind of the process that we're doing right now. And this is something that you can do regularly. You don't just have to do it at the beginning of the year when many people are thinking about ways that they can improve. Do this continually throughout the year. So if you don't pick this, I hope that you're already good at it. Now, why do I want you to just pick 2 ideas? You might look at this list and say, gee, I want to improve in all these areas. If I improved in all these areas, my sales would zoom. Well, here's the problem. 1, it's easy to get overwhelmed by trying to improve everything at once. And 2, when we get overwhelmed, then we tend to underperform. And underperforming on 10 ideas isn't really going to get you to that 5th box. Remember on that chart? It's not going to get you there. But picking the 2 that would make the most meaningful difference would be activating the 80-20 rule. And what that means in this case is pick 20% of the list. There are 10 ideas there. By picking 2, you're picking 20%. Pick 20% of the list that will have an 80% impact on your sales results this year. Use the 80-20 rule. Don't overcommit and underdeliver. Just pick 2. And then you're going to create a game plan, right? Because you have to act. You can't just think about how you can do better. You have to act on it. You have to create the game plan. Now, I understand. Right now you might be thinking, okay, I get it, but how about an example? Love it. I would love to provide you with an example. Let's use follow-up, because this is an area where I've seen many salespeople fall down. They're so good at getting the meeting, guiding the prospect through the meeting, pushing for the sale because it's a good fit, right? There's mad food there. but then they fall down on the follow-up. And this is such a core area where it can make a real difference in your business if you improve your follow-up. So I have 5 ways that you can improve your follow-up. And this is a little mini lesson right here within this video. So whether you choose follow-up or not, this is going to be helpful to you to improve in this area incrementally. After every meeting that you have with a prospect or even with a customer, send a follow-up note. Within 24 hours, detail what was committed to and discussed in that meeting and who's taking the next action. And by the way, there should always be a next action out of every sales meeting. If the prospect buys, follow up to ensure they're satisfied. Are they 100% satisfied with the product or service they purchased from you? You should take the time to show that you care about their satisfaction. Don't just move on to the next prospect. Go back and make sure that it's good, that it's meeting their expectations, that they're happy. And if it's not, do what you can to ensure that their dissatisfaction is dealt with and handled. Because oftentimes there is a little glitch, there is a little problem. But when someone takes the time to come back and show caring and do something about it, oftentimes that customer who is initially dissatisfied actually becomes even more loyal and committed to the company that initially let them down. Idea number 3, if they don't buy, and of course you're going to have prospects who don't buy for one reason or another, follow up. Show a willingness to stay in touch with them and to be considered for future opportunities. Just because someone doesn't buy now doesn't mean they never want to do business with you again, or possibly refer you to someone else that might be a better fit. Businesses change, our lineup of products and services change, and therefore the person who didn't buy today because they didn't like our product or service today might like our new product or service in 3 months. So follow up with people who didn't buy. Ask permission to stay in touch with them. That shows respect and professionalism. Idea number 4, check in with all of your existing clients once per quarter. That's not asking too much. Once per quarter, check in to see if they have new problems that you might discuss, new opportunities that they would like to share with you, or you might have new products or services or improvements upon existing products or services that they should know about. There's business in your existing list. Follow up and get it. And the last idea, with your best clients, those are the ones that you should follow up with at least once per quarter to see if they have referrals for you. Oftentimes your best clients are willing to refer you to other people within their network, or they'll be a reference for you or give you a testimonial. And that social proof can really help to increase your sales. So here's your mini lesson on follow-up, whether you chose it or not. It's also an example for you on creating a concrete plan, right? If you wanted to improve in your follow-up and you follow these 5 steps, undoubtedly you would improve. And this is what would happen. You would see your results go up. You're going to make more sales. Can you see how this process will work for you? Now, I told you that this is the same work that I'm asking my clients to do. But one element of my work with clients, whether it's one-on-one or with a team, is that I'm able to hold them accountable because we have meetings lined up. With you, I can't do that. So you have to follow through and hold yourself accountable. You need to be disciplined and diligent to follow through to get the results in those 2 areas. And this is an important next action. Set a reminder 30 days from now. After you've gone through this process and you've created your list of 2, the action plans, and you start taking action and getting results, check your progress. What can you adjust? What can you improve upon? What new ideas come up to you to continually improve in those 2 areas? Because if you do that, I assure you that you will improve. I mean, that's the way life works. When we work on areas of our life that we can improve upon and we have actual steps and we focus on those steps with diligence, life gets better. You get better. And that reminds me of this important quote that I hope you believe in. Jim Rohn, though I never met him in person while he was alive, I listened to much of his material through audio, and I consider him one of my teachers. and I want you to consider him one of your teachers too. He famously said, "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better." Those are great words for us to consider as we look forward to the new year and think about ways that it can be better, that we can be better. Now, I really want to hear from you, whether it's in comments below or you take the time to actually email me. I'd love to hear about your choices and your plan. That's how I can hold you accountable. If you email me, I will write you back. Those of you that have written me, you know that I'm serious about this. I get back to every single person who sends me a thoughtful email requesting my response. I will get back to you. Even if you're watching this video a year from the time it was published, email me. I will get back to you because I love to hear about people that are taking action based upon my videos. Wherever you are in the world, please take the time to post a comment or send me an email. And here's how to do it. This is my email, michael@buildandbalance.com. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, of course, I'd love to hear from you about that too, or to work with your group. If you're a sales manager, sales director, or VP, I would love to train your group on how to have the best year possible for them and for you. And now I want to close by wishing you a wonderful year ahead. May this be a year that exceeds all of your lofty ambitions because you worked on yourself and made the best investment, which is in yourself, to improve. Good luck to you. Thanks for being here.